Members of the Providence Police Department will begin to wear body-worn cameras for a pilot program. It's like a police reality show. Oh wait, that already exists. It's called Cops. Are you kidding me? I'm actually super excited for this. Now, of course, there are pros and cons to our law enforcement wearing body cameras, but if it protects our law enforcement officers and the public, why not give it a try? In fact, I'm going to show my support by wearing my own body camera for this segment. Get this on, don't fall off my head. So it's not quite the same as theirs, but come on. You're interested to look at what I'm looking at. Don't act like this won't be the next video you click on YouTube. You know, when this show is done, of course. This pilot program will put body-worn cameras on 10 police officers over the next 2 months and is the first step toward outfitting all 400 plus city officers with the technology. If the city can win federal grants, it will be the largest department in New England to utilize this technology. Stephen M. Paré, the Public Safety Commissioner, stated that this protects the community and the police officers and is our best evidence in an arrest. These cameras can strengthen a criminal case, reduce internal affairs complaints, and protect police officers from false allegations. The department will now be able to better understand what officers encounter when out in the community. These 10 cameras will be provided by Taser International and VIEVU, making the rollout free. But the 5-year commitment is expensive. It will cost around $1.6 million for the storage equipment and cameras for all our Providence police officers over those 5 years. This program could disappear if we don't get federal grants, which makes sense because it's not like the city of Providence can pay for much of anything anyway. Burn. Now, there is policy in place on how these cameras will be used, when they should record, and the chain of custody for recordings. But let's face it, the average citizen wants to make sure they don't end up on YouTube. You know, unless they're confident in their intelligence and beauty. In fact, the video will not be easily accessible to the public, unless, of course, it is entered into evidence in a trial. Here's a list of when the cameras will record. During all traffic stops and pursuits, all encounters with reasonable suspicion of criminal activity, all building searches, all arrest or protective custodies, and any interaction that escalates and becomes adversarial. There are also times when the cameras will not record, such as to avoid compromising identities or investigative techniques of undercover officers dealing with victims of sex crimes or child abuse, during administrative duties at the department, because boring. Also in places of reasonable expectation of privacy, during strip searches of detainees, because gross, and even when potential witnesses or victims request confidentiality or request not to be recorded so long as the situation is not confrontational. So if you're opposed to this program, give it a chance. It's a pilot program, and hope if it goes well that we get that federal grant. Are you kidding me?
Find us on Cox Channel 15 or Verizon Channel 34, Saturdays at 4 p.m. and Sundays at 10 a.m. Find us on the web at www.gaspyproject.com/commonsenseri. You can also find us on Facebook as Common Sense of Rhode Island and on Twitter at &CommonSenseRI.